the most safety-conscious AI company in the world, the one that wrote a literal document about not ending human civilization, the one whose entire brand is "We are the careful ones." They just leaked their own source code into a public NPM package on March 31st, one day before April Fools. 512,000 lines of TypeScript, every hidden feature, every secret system, just sitting there in a .map file downloadable by anyone who ran ls on a folder. 28.8 million views on the original post, a GitHub mirror with 84,000 stars before Anthropic's team had finished their coffee. We scrolled every thread. We're here to deliver the verdict. Let's go. March 31st, 4:23 in the morning Eastern Time. A security researcher spots something in the Claude code NPM package, a .map source file, which, for the non-developers in the room, is basically a treasure map that reverses a compiled codebase back to its original readable source. Anthropic ships Claude code as a bundled NPM package. Someone ran a production build, the compiler generated the map file, then somebody published it to the registry without stripping it out. One missing line in a config file, and the full blueprint of a product with a $2.5 billion annual revenue run rate was sitting publicly on Anthropic's own Cloudflare servers. What was inside? Hidden features. Kairos, a 24/7 background daemon that never sleeps, a memory system called Dream, something called UltraPlan that outsources planning to a remote Claude for 30 minutes, a multi-agent system, coordinator mode, and an undercover mode that hides the fact that Claude is writing open-source commits on behalf of Anthropic employees, can't be turned off. Zero test coverage. Not low, zero. 512,000 lines of TypeScript, no test files, written almost entirely by Claude itself. And there's a frustration tracker, a regex that flags every time you swear at Claude and logs it as is negative, true. The regex includes the word poo. Also, 187 hard-coded spinner verbs, including hullabalooing, boondoggling, and clodding. Claude code describes itself as clodding while it thinks, in production at a $19 billion ARR company. The code was rewritten in Python before the US East Coast woke up, then Rust. The GitHub mirror hit 49,000 stars, DMCA letters flew, mirrors multiplied. This is what happened. VentureBeat called it a strategic hemorrhage of intellectual property. Competitors now have a literal blueprint for building a high-agency, commercially viable AI agent. Fortune quoted a senior AI security researcher, "Usually large companies have multiple checks before code reaches production, like a vault requiring several keys." At Anthropic, a single misconfiguration exposed the full source code. At Harker News flagged the attack surface. Instead of brute-forcing jailbreaks, attackers can now study exactly how data flows through Claude Code's 4-stage context pipeline, craft payloads that survive memory compaction, persist backdoors across an entire session. The Verge's Gartner analyst took the long view. The damage might ultimately be limited to prompting Anthropic to grow up operationally. The real cost, they said, is reputational. The professionals agree. This is bad, it is embarrassing, the security implications are real, and the trust damage might outlast all of it. YouTube went full meme. Top comment on Fireship, 13,000 likes. What a day to post a video like this. Someone else, the future of humanity, looks inside, algorithms and regex. And then the most devastating line of the entire event, we got OpenClaude before GTA 6. The developer forgot to finish the vibe coding with "and make no mistakes." Multi-trillion-dollar industry versus a 58-megabyte file.
And the quietest dagger, the real bug was thinking the internet wouldn't notice. YouTube dunked, Reddit dissected. r/LocalLLaMA, r/ClaudeAI, r/Anthropic, all three lit up within hours. Top voted take? Someone vibed too hard. Then Reddit did the math. If Claude wrote 100% of its own code and US copyright law doesn't cover AI-generated work, Anthropic might not legally own what they're busy DMCAing. That comment spread everywhere. Someone else saw the upside. I'm really looking forward to countless mini Claude forks that consume 97% fewer tokens. And the most Reddit-brained take? Has anyone reached out to Claude Code for an analysis and cleanup yet? Even if it was released by mistake, open source remains open source. Reddit said it, Reddit believed it. X did what X does. It found every layer and peeled them all at once. The original post hit 28.8 million views. The most liked reply, "Babe, wake up, Claude Code is finally open source." The swear tracker discovery had its own wave. Best reply, "So every time I typed 'what the hell, Claude' or 'this is wrong again,' it was silently flagged and sent to a dashboard. I have been feeding their frustration metrics for months. I am a data point. Another one landed. A $19 billion ARR AI safety company is detecting user rage with a regex. Not an LLM, not a sentiment model, a regex. The irony of a 512,000-line monolith using what the hell and OMG to measure its own quality is immaculate. And the spinner verbs, they got their own interview with the Wall Street Journal about boondoggling. The sharpest summary on all of X. They built an anti-distillation system to poison competitor training data. They built undercover mode to hide AI authorship and open source commits. They built a frustration tracker, and they accidentally shipped all of it in a single .map file. This is the most Anthropic thing that has ever happened. Let's look at the 5 biggest themes from across all 126 comments we read. Theme 1, AI built it, AI leaked it. Anthropic boasted publicly that Claude writes its own code, then a Claude-assisted developer shipped the source map that exposed it. The recursive irony was too perfect. The developer forgot to add "make no mistakes" to the prompt. That joke appeared in at least 15 different forms across 3 platforms. Theme 2, open-sourced against their will. The internet reframed the leak as an accidental gift. Mirrors went up, rewrites happened, DMCA letters flew. Comment after comment said it. The code is permanent now. They cannot get it back. One person noted Anthropic is now more open than OpenAI. That one stung. Theme 3, the secret features rabbit hole. Kairos, Dream, Ultraplan, Undercover mode. Comment sections became impromptu briefing rooms. The Undercover mode specifically, hiding AI authorship and open source commits, landed hard. The gap between safety company and secretly deploying AI to impersonate human developers was not a small gap. The swear tracker and the spinner verb circus, 2 discoveries that traveled independently. A frustration regex flagging poo, logging it as is negative equals true, and 187 spinner verbs, including clotting, the tool literally calling itself clotting while it thinks, both went viral. The Wall Street Journal called about boondoggling. That's the world we live in now. The 5 biggest themes from across all 126 comments we saw: Theme 5, trust erosion and the safety company paradox. Underneath all the jokes, a real reckoning. Anthropic's entire pitch is, we are careful, we are safe, we are the adults in the room. And then 0 tests, a 29% false claims rate with the fix hidden behind an employee-only flag, fake tool injection to poison competitors. The comment that said it best, the future of humanity looks inside algorithms and regex.
Okay, we've read the comments, tally the themes, watch the DMCA letters fly and the mirrors multiply. We've seen the Wall Street Journal run a piece about spinner verbs. A frustration regex, including the word poo, became international tech news. So here is our buzz check verdict. The thing the internet collectively decided this was. Anthropic did not choose to open source Claude code. They did not decide the world deserved to see their secrets. They just shipped the wrong file. 1 missing line in a config. And 512,000 lines of proprietary TypeScript, hidden features, spy tools, fake tool injection and all, walked out the front door and straight into a Python rewrite before the sun came up on the East Coast. The internet didn't take it. The internet didn't steal it. Anthropic handed it to them. Our verdict? Open-sourced against their will. That's the buzz. Now give us yours. We scrolled the comments, so you don't have to.